Hi, welcome back to NIBA Designs. My name is Beth Arrowood and I'm the owner and founder of NIBA Designs. We're going to continue on our educational tour of fibers today, and we're going to talk about what we call our luxury fibers. Another thing we pride ourselves on at NIBA is always finding new fibers, new techniques, which is one of the reasons that I travel overseas typically annually to see what I can find. And many of the things you're going to see in this pile come from that. So the first one we're going to talk about is the only thing that we actually make in Peru is alpaca. So for those of you who are not familiar with alpaca, I'm going to be more than happy to show you what they look like. This is our little alpaca friend, but don't be mistaken, he's mean. This is what we call a boucle flat weave. It's got a little bit of nylon in it for structure. It's beautiful when you treat it with 3 colors. This, I will say, is almost exclusively used in bedrooms so far with NIBA. Or we also have the same exact fiber, 100% alpaca done in a hand tufted. And in this case, it's 25 millimeters high. So you can also go higher to a 35 millimeter, and you can just see it is hand tufted construction in the back, but it's lovely. Then we jump up to something a little fancier. This one actually has a little bit more of a shiny luster to it because it actually employs silk as well as alpaca. So as I turn it, you can probably see that sheen. And so that's going to be a little bit more expensive than the standard alpaca. But that's one of our luxury fibers. Another luxury fiber is this little guy here, our little beautiful goat who comes from India. The hair that we use from the goat comes from the underbelly of the goat only, where it is not exposed to the elements, and therefore always stays shiny and supple, and the result is quite obvious when you see it. You can see that it's got this lovely sheen to it. It's very, very soft, has a really nice hand, and of course is directional because of the sheen. So that's one way of doing it, but of course, because he is an expensive one, we also offer a blend. So this would be 50% mohair and 50% regular wool. I'm sure you can see on face value they look slightly different because one has a little bit more sheen, but a lot of people love the suppleness of this, and this is fantastic for bedrooms or wall to wall, whatever you want to, whatever you want to use. And then I'm going to save what I call the McDaddy of wools for the last. This picture here in the Fibers and Techniques book shows this beautiful herd of sheep that resides in Mongolia. Mongolia, as you know, is one of the coldest places on the earth, and so therefore these sheep live in unbelievably cold conditions and their coat grows to the floor. We only shear the bottom skirt in order to use use this hair because they need to be able to grow their hair back before it becomes cold again. I'm going to show you the product, but I also would like for you to see this picture. This is all 3 the same exact pattern, although shown in different pile heights. So this one here is kind of a highish pile height, like say something more like this, maybe 1 inch to 1.5 inches. And you can see how it plays out on the design. This one is shaved real low. So that's if you really want that lovely luster and sheen to come out, shaving it low is a great way to do it. And then last but not least is this what we call vintage pile, where we've literally shaved it completely off and it looks threadbare and almost like, a rug you've had in your family for generations. So again, going back to that, we have a couple of different ways we can shear it. This particular fiber is special for a couple reasons. One, it's rare. We only work with one manufacturer who basically buys the whole lot every year. The second reason is there's only a handful of weavers who actually know how to do this rug, so it takes more time. Second of all, in this particular weave, you can see on the back, or maybe you can't, it's like 300 knots per square inch. So not only is it an expensive fiber, it's expensive in terms of how it's made. It's also difficult for us to rush this product. So you have to have a client who is willing to wait and willing to pay. But I'm showing you this because I want you to see that it's like a blanket in this special weave. So this is the bomb, of course. However, we also have a backup if you just love this yarn and it's a matter of getting it faster. we can certainly do that. This is what we would call our standard Persian knot, which is 100 knots per square inch. And you can see from the back that it's definitely thicker. So therefore it's going to be less expensive. On average, it's probably about 20% less expensive than the premium. So if you're doing something solid, it may not make a big difference to you, but typically when clients hold both, they almost always end up with this. And I'm gonna show you a nice big piece of this. It's so beautiful and luxurious, it almost feels like a blanket. We've actually had some clients who've used it for upholstery. I mean, you could do this by shaving it down and do like an ottoman or something, but again, this lovely luster and the flexibility make it something that's a real one of a kind.